And one thing I think we struggle with a lot of the time as authors is wanting everybody to receive our work in the way we intend to have it received. And we want everybody to be our audience or our ideal reader, which is just so unrealistic. And it's okay that that's not the case.
So it's really about knowing yourself, and that's the journey. Because I think a lot of times in this world, we don't really know ourselves. So how can we love ourselves and have a voice and be confident if we don't know or love ourselves? So it's really going back to the core of like, know who you are, love who you are, flaws and all, because nobody's perfect. And if you realize, I don't want to be this person, I want to be a little bit over here, then you take steps to get there. And I still love that journey of that because I'm intentional about it. So when I talk to somebody, I'm really knowing who I am. And I also know when I speak, I'm going to speak with intention, with the clarity to connect, but also knowing that like quality over quantity. And I've had to realize that early on in like this journey is that I'm going to speak real, and sometimes real isn't received well.
Right.
But if I own the words and the way I say it, then some might not receive it, and that's okay because it's the quality of connection versus speaking and wanting everybody to love me.
Absolutely.
Because if I do that, then I'm watering down my voice.
Yes.
And so it's really important for people, whether you're wanting to write a book or speak or just be on the journey of self-love and owning it. It's like really knowing the intention behind it. And being a disruptor is part of this journey for me. And I love the cape and the sword and the rawness and really calling things out. But also there's this inner child version of me that wants everyone to love me. And the girl that went through a lot of trauma and rejection picked a career and a dialect of voice that really pokes people and disrupts and welcomes rejection. And I find that the most comical thing of this journey is like the girl that has rejection issues chose a path that really just stirs everything up and says, okay, now reject me.
I think that maybe that is part of the healing.
It is.
Right? Is forcing that exposure and recognizing, this is something that I have struggled with or had some insecurities about previously, and putting yourself out there and knowing who you are at this stage in your life and welcoming that, I think, is just part of this journey that you're talking about.
It's amazing. And in the pandemic, I had a podcast and I interviewed someone that was an expert in conflict resolution. And she told me all of her story of like she had so much conflict in her life and was an avoider. And I was like, isn't that fascinating that you had all these problems with conflict and you became a conflict resolution expert? And she's like, I could say the same about you, Blaise. You're a broadcast journalist and you had no voice. And I had like an epiphany. I was like, how did someone just like relay that back to me? And I was like, yeah, I hid behind a mic for my career because it gave me a voice. And because I didn't have one in my personal life. And I found that super reflective, that it took some outside perspective on a podcast and being like, yeah, I was seeking to have permissions and pathways for voice and expression because I couldn't express at home and in my personal life, right?
I think that so many women see themselves in you or recognize their journey in the journey that you've shared. I think that it's incredible that you took writing through pain, writing through your journey, and that became a healing process for you that has since transitioned into your purpose. Yeah. Your purpose being building those connections, helping women to own their own voices and heal their own internal wounds or overcome those struggles. Thinking about self-publishing but not sure where to start? That's where Tellwell Publishing comes in. We offer assisted self-publishing services to help you bring your book to life your way. From editing and design to marketing and distribution, Tellwell's team works with you to create a book you'll be proud of while you keep creative control. From Lamar Jackson and Cindy Cherry to Kaya Usher and Rita Kakati Shah, Tellwell has helped thousands of authors publish their book with confidence. Visit tellwellpublishing.com to start your journey.